Okay, we good? We're good. What's going on, stream? How's everybody doing? I am late, I know. Real life. Couldn't be helped, but here we are. I mean, being that it's late, probably will be a shorter stream than usual. Unless we can get something going, you know, past our usual end time. Hope you guys are doing well. I've been working on this audiobook project that's due tomorrow. I have 2 paragraphs left to re-record because for some reason I can't find the exact tone of voice that I recorded them in the first time, and there's a couple of artifacts that I can't remove without damaging the audio. So I have to record it all, but I need to get the late night voice before I do it. We're gonna go check on a box or two just to see if we can get the starter for the shield. There's nobody on at the moment. I was looking at the Who, and I think it's probably because I had a late start. Well, this one's not up. Ah, boo. I think that was our only key, right? Yep. Bum air. There's Mr. Riddler. We'll pick his quest up. And this one's not up. We gotta go back now and turn in one of the treasure hunter quests. See if it unlocks the next step. I think this is the one for the next step. We might actually take a run over to Helnir's after this. See if anybody's in there. It looks like the majority of the server went to 20. Yeah. Majority went to 20. But that's okay, 20 is not 40, so there is that. Excuse me. Yeah, even tonight the knees are clean. Good job, VR. Pat yourself in the back. It looks fantastic. Yeah, okay. And we'll pick up Grimm's quest. And we'll pick up Lendel's quest. This might be the new armor meshing that they were putting in game. I just climbed that wall and I swear it showed my shoulder blades moving. Yeah, right there. That's why I think the armor is new. It's not new, it's the armor meshing is new. So the way it hugs the characters' bodies is better. That probably means that if you make a female human or female elf, they're not looking like they're wearing a tire around their waist. What quest do we have that we can knock out since it's just us here? Go for wolves and snakes. No snakes at all. Okay. Okay, so we've killed two things over here. We've got armor and a weapon. Another weapon. Ooh, that's a weird lag. Hey, Dremt, what's going on? How you doing? We are still having fun in Pantheon. I think it's come quite a bit of a ways since the last time we spoke. We have we have 8 different mastery systems in now. I think they've signed off on the 1 to 10 combat progression, so that's good. Now we're testing the 10 to 40. Although most of the server went to 20. Excuse me. Well, sir, no snakes anywheres. How are you, man? What's going on? What have you been up to? You and EQ Legends? I have. It's been a few months since we've been in there, but I want to say I think I have a 31 fighter, and I think I have 12 or 13 necro or shaman. I think. Huh, look at that. We've killed 3 things and gotten gear, or 4 things and gotten gear off of 3 of them. What's my opinion? If I want to chill and play a game that closely resembles EverQuest, I go Monsters and Memories. If I'm looking for something that has a bit more of a twitch factor, like a speed factor, I go Pantheon. Monsters and Memories to me is much more of a chill experience. If I want to hang out in an evening or a Saturday afternoon for a few hours, and we want to camp and just catch up with people, Monsters and Memories. Pantheon doesn't really give you the ability to do that. The game moves a bit faster than that. But if you're looking for a true EQ successor, I mean, you can't go wrong with Monsters and Memories. Hey, Necro. I'm late? Yeah, real life. It's gonna be a thing going forward. There's nothing I can do about it. Yeah, tonight was a late start. I wasn't even sure if I was gonna go live. I figured there'd be nobody on, or everybody be in a group. We're just trying to knock out quests now. Hey, Green Jericho, what's happening? It is not a double-double. It is a dark roast with 2 milk. It would have been a double-double about 5 years ago. But I switched over to dark roast for the flavonoids because I told myself I was done being a fat ass. This was back in 2019. And Timmy's, or Tim Hortons, actually helped me drop like 83 pounds. I went from like 265 down to 181. Mind you, I'm up now to about 192, I think. But most of it's on my stomach. And I'll tell you, the best thing I ever did was switch to dark roast, man. Cleaned me right up. Got rid of my bad cholesterol, lifted my good cholesterol. Aided with the weight loss. I swear by it now. You really can't drink dark roast if you're used to normal coffee or flavored coffee. Dark roast is a punch in the nuts. Like for those who haven't had it, dark roast is a vastly different taste from your favorite regular coffee brand. But once you've drank it, I can't go back to the original. Like I can't go back to the original. I'm all in on it. I don't even get sugar anymore. Like I said, it's a dark roast with 2 milk. That's all I need. I refuse to drink it black because that's just blasphemy. You gotta put something in your coffee. The other thing is, I can typically stream in the evenings like I do and drink coffee and still go to bed when it's time. Coffee doesn't wire me for whatever reason. I have no trouble going to bed. Now, mind you, dark roast doesn't have the same effect on you as the regular does, but even with the regular, I could crash anytime. But I try to have my coffee, every evening. But it's when I like to chill, I'd say it's my guilty pleasure, but it's more like my addiction. And there is nothing really that's cool with addiction, chat, just saying. But you guys have been here long enough, you've seen how many coffees I've had. More than a few. We're trying to find grass snakes, man. There used to be half a dozen grass snake spawns out here, but dude, there's like nothing. We got our sexy dead man spear. Tea for me. Dude, if you saw one of my cupboards downstairs right now, I have, I think, 17 different types of loose leaf tea, all different flavors. Lemon, dragonberry, or dragon fruit, whatever, blah, 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 A, B, C, D, E. You know what? I really don't drink pop. So I was away for the past few days, and I sat down and had my first can of Pepsi in I don't know how long. It's been a very long time. And I'm going to be perfectly honest. I definitely got punched with the sugar, but holy smokes that I missed the taste of it. Now, mind you, that's the only Pepsi I've had in, it's been years, and it'll probably be more years down the road before I have another one. But holy smokes, in a can, oh, forget about it, dude. It's cold in a can, you're just, oh man, there was nothing better. But the sugar hit me and I was like, oh, I know why I stopped drinking this. Coke is the same way. I can drink either one. I know people fight and argue over which one's better. I could drink both, but I try to stay away from both. But my pop or soda, whatever you call it, got replaced with coffee and or green tea. And when I say green tea, I just mean all teas that are not Earl Grey. I actually had some, what did I have today? Lemon citronella, I think is what I had. Tea. It's pretty good. I think I grabbed way too much lemon out of the container because there was definitely a strong lemon presence. Not that there's anything wrong with it, but you kind of want the citronella to shine through. Citronella? I think it's citronella. If it's not citronella, it's chamomile. I'm pretty sure it's citronella, though. Pretty sure. Ah, there's another bag. It's funny, I'm deciding to pick up bags so we can put them in the bank for inventory, but I'm pretty sure we're probably going to lose this guy in a couple of weeks. That might be what I'm confusing it with, Vec. You're right, it's probably chamomile. Or maybe it's some kind of orange. I don't remember. I have to go down and look at the lid. I glanced at it, but I forget what it was. It was lemon something. Might be lemon chamomile. Is there normally a lemon chamomile? Is that a thing? I know there's a honey chamomile. Well, I guess there's pretty much any flavor mixture, I guess. 9 characters, all the crafters for EQ2 are all level 70 with all the books. Oh my goodness. Dude, you remind me. So, I have a conversation. Every now and then, you guys might hear me having a conversation that has nothing to do with chat or the game. I hang out with some people that I've raided with over the decades in a bunch of different games. But a couple of the cool people I talk to are from EQ2. And one of them is just like that, Vec. In the very beginning, they had all crafters, all factions done, whatever, all quests done, all blah blah blah, max level character. They 25-8 EQ2, which is a play on 24/7. But they played it a lot specifically for that. They wanted all the crafters, they wanted all the recipes, they wanted max level, everything. And they've done that to this date, and they're doing it in Guild Wars 2. They have all the classes, max level, all the best gear, all the trade skills, everything. Like, he really goes all in. I don't have the time. But he goes all in. Mind you, I think he's in a pretty solid guild. I think he's with Old Timers Guild, if I'm not mistaken. Grass snake. Snake scale, perfect. Uh-oh, am I encumbered? Oh, I was gonna say, I'm an ogre. Why am I encumbered? So I'm trying to wrestle with my plan for the combat progression update to be pushed. And I think what might happen, when the push happens to the other servers, I think I might stop playing on PTR. And I think that's how I'm going to help myself not get to know everything. I think. People are going to want me to stay on PTR for all the new stuff that comes out. Because PTR, for those who don't know, once they push out the combat update and finalize it, any new content or changes goes to the PTR first and then goes out to the other servers. But I don't want to know everything, so... Man, there are not enough snakes. So that's thrown fast. Invisible wall is still here. So this is an area they don't want us to get to just yet. But there's thrown fast. It looks like that would be the entrance. The bridge would probably be down there, clipped out of view, which means Manor is probably up here. I think. So at least 2 wipes confirmed before 1.0. I would say there's at least, well, okay, so 1.0 being official national release, right? Launch day, 1.0. We're going to have, there's going to be, I feel there's going to be a number of wipes here on the PTR server. As far as the other servers, once the combat progression update gets pushed out, they're probably not going to wipe on those other servers. So those characters we will have straight on through until they get all the content in. So the other 2 continents, 20-something other zones, all whatever they have planned. Once that's all done, there will be a wipe for 1.0. They will not allow you to carry a presently existing character into launch in any fashion. However, if the PTR server is still around and you have a character on the PTR server, your character there is probably fine. That's probably not going to get changed. But as far as the other servers, those will all get a hard reset. So there's at least 1 wipe coming before 1.0. I can't say if there's 2, but there's at least 1. And the interesting thing is, excuse me, once the 1.0 gets signed off on and they push that out, they may not necessarily do a wipe or a reset on the PTR server at that time, because it's going to take them time to bring in new low-level content from Rainfall and Whitethaw over the next year, year and a half, what have you. With that said, there really is no justifiable reason to do a wipe at that time until all that low-level content comes in, because we've already spent 3 years going through this continent's low-level content. If they write off on the combat progression, there's really nothing else to do here on the PTR server. You're pretty much waiting for the next technology or the next feature of the game or the next zone or what have you. So I feel a lot of people, once the combat update happens and they announce that they're pushing the PTR build out to the other servers, you're going to see a lot of people stop playing here and go pick an actual server to play on. You'll also see a lot more people come back. Once the combat progression is signed off on, there will be next to no character wipes before 1.0. The only reason why people aren't playing right now, for all those trolls that come in here ignorantly and start talking about how the game is dying, people don't want to do character wipes. I've done, what have we had, 5 character wipes on this server so far in 3 months? Or 15 weeks? What's that, 4 months? So in 4 months, we've had like 5 character wipes. I'm all for it. I've said it from the very beginning. People come in here all the time talk about it. I don't want to have a character wipe for the time I put into it. Okay, so don't. But that doesn't give you a right to complain about it or praise it one way or the other. If you're not taking part in the process, shush. Right? That's how I look at it. I don't take anybody's opinion or word at face value if I know you haven't been in the game in the last 6 months, 4 months, or even on this server. If you haven't been on this server, honestly, your opinion, not anybody in particular, but your opinion doesn't mean anything to me because you haven't been here. Watching my streams is not the same thing as being here, so your opinion means nothing. And that goes to anybody who comes in here trying to be a smartass or what have you. You're just going to look embarrassing to whoever's hanging out here. That's what it comes down to. No, they're well, so yes. They're going to have to push, they're going to have, okay, so I don't really count that wipe that you're referring to as a wipe, but if that's what you're referring to with at least 2, then yes, I agree. The reason why I don't count that as a wipe is because it's necessary. It has to happen. You can't overwrite a new build, or old build with a new build with current existing assets, stats, etc. It's going to be a whole different game going to those other servers. So yes, there will be a ground zero, or there will be I guess, a wipe. So we can call that the first wipe, and then the second wipe would be at 1.0. So yes, you're right, there's at least 2 more wipes coming. And the first of those 2 wipes should hopefully be this year, which would be nice. Now, the thing that I've been telling people to shut them up so they can stop talking ignorantly in chat is that the team, VR, Visionary Realms, is actually, their team is set up so that they're actually working on multiple zones at the same time. This is a first for them in like 7 years, 6 years. So people need to shut up and stop whining about that as far as lack of content. The content is there. Go away and come back in 6 months. Trust me. When have I ever led you guys wrong? And actually, now that I've said it, honestly, when have I ever led you guys wrong? I haven't. It's never happened. Yeah, mobs are still, something they did with the update this week broke the mobs again. They're doing their weird stuff. They were doing it all last night, and they're doing it again this evening. Trying to see if we can get the helmet to drop. There we go. 10 AC. Was it 10 AC last time? I thought it was 6 AC. Fantastic. We'll take it. Who dropped the shield? Oh, Krushnek. I think the beetles dropped the shield as well, right? That was the thorax or whatever. Maybe we should see what the stats on that are. Excuse me. Spiders drop something specific, right? I think. Maybe not. Guessing the foragers have been killed. Awful lot of beetles. Excuse me. Gotta kill all the beetles and see if we can spawn the snakes. What are you all in chat up to? What's going on? You guys playing anything? Just chilling? Hey Dermot, Hearth and Hamlet? What's Hearth and Hamlet? Why does it sound like a roguelike? Is it a roguelike? Hey Zish. Oh, you're in Pal World? Right on. That's quite the time sink, I hear. Oh, City Builder. Gotcha. It sounds familiar. Is it a newish game? Was it shown at one of the game shows from like last year, last summer, or this year? I know I've heard Hearth and Hamlet. I just don't know where I've heard it. Came out like 2 or 3 days ago. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've heard about it at one of the. It was like the game award, not the game awards, but the what is it called? Summer Game Fest. I'm pretty sure I saw it there. If I'm not mistaken, it's going to be a very busy time for gaming for the next 2 months. Apparently there's a lot of stuff coming out. But for those who don't know, Grand Theft Auto 6 is due to come out in November. So because of that, everybody that had their games set for the holidays either moved them up or moved them back. So you're either getting them right now or you're getting them in February. Just to give GTA 6 some breathing room. Because nobody else is making money when that game comes out. Nobody. I mean, what'd they say? I think they made $3 billion off the pre-orders. $3 billion? What legs are we wearing? 16. What are the legs the frogs drop? They're 13, right? Did I play 5? GTA 5? No. I wanted to, but I was in EQ at the time. Heavy. So it wasn't an option. I played 4 for the PS3 or whatever. I really enjoyed it. Playing that dude's story, I forget the character's name, but playing his story, fantastic. GTA 4 was so good. I didn't do all the crazy nonsense stuff that you see online. But, yeah. I enjoyed 4. I never got to play 5. I tried to watch some of the GTA RP content a couple years back. I couldn't get into it. I know people were trying to act, but a lot of it was just silliness. I'm sure GTA 6 will be fantastic. I'm sure people will be in it for hundreds of hours. I'm sure the RP aspect. I think there are streamers and influencers out there who plan on having entire dedicated servers for GTA 6. I guess apparently a lot of people are going to be able to make money in GTA 6 by doing their part on these RP servers. It definitely will be interesting to see the reports come out about how many people are making money off of GTA 6. And then wouldn't it be hilarious if all of that business just was getting cycled around the same people? So technically nobody was making a bunch of money, but everybody was making money. If you catch my meaning, I would have to giggle. $2 p.m. I should probably put a sturdy stick in the bank. I'm pretty sure we need a sturdy stick and a bundle of sticks for quests, I think. I can't remember. I thought I read it's only solo play at the start, the online's delayed. Oh, you could very well be right. I haven't been following it that well. I just remember when the article came out that they made $3 billion. That was crazy. That's what they did for 5? Gotcha. What's going on, Prosaic? How you doing? I mean, it kind of makes sense. They want players to experience their work. Like, RP is not their work. RP is the work of the cast that plays on the server. They want you to play through the solo player story and be amazed. So it makes sense that they would delay it. Watching everyone die over and over in the new zones in M&M. Oh, do tell. Is that the deep? Where's that corpse going? Well, that's weird. Fallen Watch, the big... Oh! Dr. Doom's castle we can get into? That's what I used to call it when I was playing. I called it Dr. Doom's place. What was it? Latveria? It's 40 to 60? Gotcha. Is it a cool place? It's good that you're watching people die, though. That's fantastic. That's how it should be. You shouldn't have to tune in and somebody's acing the content. I mean, I'm sure there are people out there that probably are acing the content, but it's nice that you've typed that you're watching everyone die. Rothold is 30 to 40. Well, I mean, my fighter's 31, so that'll be interesting. We jump over there, we actually have a dungeon to go to. Where is Rothold at? Is it on the orc side, the elf side? Oh, no clue? Gotcha. Even better. Watching the crash out from Shaman because they made canny 45... Wait! A Shaman can only canny every 45 seconds? Oh, yikes. Yep, I can see people not wanting to play Shaman at all, specifically because of that. That's like the cornerstone of this. One of the coolest things with EQ when I was playing the Shaman was learning how to manipulate or utilize canny during like raids, bad pulls. I cannied myself one night to death in EQ, and it was the funniest thing ever. There were a whole lot of us on a raid, and we were fighting... I think we were fighting... is it Venicor? No, it's not Venicor. V, long word dragon. You fight him underground. He hatches the eggs around the place. We were setting up, and I was buffing everybody in the raid. I was the only shaman, so I kept cannying to buff, and I started talking to somebody. And I forget what happened. I said something or somebody said something, and then we followed up on it, and it made the raid laugh. And as everybody laughed, I laughed too, and I kept hitting canny. I wasn't paying attention, and my brain came off of me cannying, and then I ended up dying, and I couldn't figure out why I was dead. And the raid's like, "Did you just eat yourself to death?" And I'm like, "I would never do that." But apparently that's exactly what I did. It was the only time it happened, but it was funny when it did, because we were getting ready to pull. It's like, man, if I got back into EQ and chill mode was still there, oh, that'd be bad. That'd be bad. That would not be good. Now, a lot of them are in EQ Legends. I refuse to go. Man, there might be more grass snakes by the shaman place. Although it's almost nighttime now. Was it 3 p.m.? Yeah, why don't we try there? Come join you? Nope, I will not do that. They're saying the class is ruined and not unique anymore. Why? Oh, well, why what's ish? Why am I not going to EQ Legends? Because if I meet any of the people that I ran in EQ with, there's a good chance that I wouldn't come out of Norath. It's not happening. My focus is Pantheon. EQ is the only beast that'll pull me away from this. There's a grass snake. Ah. Hey, Kazgul, what's happening? Take it you're doing your map fragment search for... I ran out of keys. So I don't have the tier 1 keys to get the map fragment, unfortunately. So now I'm trying to knock out the quests that I picked up yesterday. I haven't picked up quests in a couple of tunes, and I decided to pick them up this time around. So we've gotten a few of them done, but we still have a number to get done. Oh, 2 snakes? Let's go up front here. Hey, Ryobi, what's happening? How you doing? I just did a Who All 15, and there are 2 of us. Wow. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. We're gonna have another problem where we can't find people. What just popped up? Oh, the light came on. I'm like, why did the top of my screen just get weird? Chandelier came on. Mm-hmm. 4 AC, 1.5 block. 3, 2 fire resist. No shield block bonus, but I like the appearance. We'll put it in the bank just in case. 12, 12, 18. Oh my goodness, that's all that's on. We can auto level 5, 10, 15, and 20. And from 12 to 18, the only people are those. I don't really feel like soloing at 15. That's going to be a pain in the butt for a warrior. Actually, I think we still have level 3 to do here, right? Yeah, let's do this. And then I guess while we're out here, we can check for some of the Riddler updates. I won't be able to get anything at the manor because nobody's going to be up there. But I might be able to get the G'dai update. And what's the third one? I don't remember. I don't remember. They fixed the knee knock? Yes, it's all fluid now. They went in and touched up the animation. So they implemented new armor meshes. I think that's why I noticed yesterday I was saying that the armor looks different now on me. Now typically I'm wearing plate or chain. This is leather, but this looks different than what I used to wear. And I think it's the new armor meshing. But yeah, they fixed the jagged knees. Now, it was never a problem when you're sprinting. It was always smooth when sprinting. It was the normal run that had the knees pointing into each other. But it looks like they finally took the time and fixed it. So thank you. I mean, it really doesn't benefit anybody but the vein. But I'm still saying thank you anyways. Oh, we should jump through, jump into AVP and pick up the Quill quest also. Okay. Oh, excuse me. Hey, Jagan. Am I a runner? Like for cardio? I would say no. If I'm doing cardio at all, I'm typically probably fast walking on incline. I wouldn't say I'm running though. I look like a runner? So from my neck up looks like a runner? That's interesting. Or are you making a joke that I've been running around on Krushnek? Maybe that's it. I don't know, man. Like runner, the knees, man. My knees are fine, but every time I think about runners, I'm like, man, I'm not busting my knees up. It's not happening. I used to run in junior high or high school. I used to run. I was pretty fast. I remember we were, well, long story short, a bunch of us as kids were hanging out doing something up in the field. I think we were just horsing around, and somebody had said something that was offensive, and I just thought it'd be funny if I got mad. Now, I don't get mad, but I thought as a kid that I would pretend to be mad to see what kind of response it was. And I remember yelling at my friend, and I went to chicken him, meaning that I took a quick step forward as if I was going to run at him, and then he turned around and started running. So the friends started cheering, so I started chasing him. So he had probably, I don't know, he probably had 15 yards on me, and I took off running, and I ran fast enough. I hate to admit this, but I ran fast enough that I could have reached out and grabbed him. I caught up to him, but the problem was my upper body got ahead of my lower body, and I face planted right into the ground and slid halfway across my neighbor's yard. That was not good. That was not good. I dug up their yard, messed up my knees, but man, I ran. I couldn't believe I ran as much as I did. That is crazy. Those are good times. Hey, RMS, what's happening? You love running? That's awesome. You don't run professionally? Or I guess professionally, athletically? No, let's stick with professionally. Did we pick up this guy's insignia quest? I don't think so. Am I in the wrong spot? Oh, I'm in the wrong spot. He's over here. Hey RMS, what's happening? I don't think there's anything quite going on this evening. I've been running around working on some quests, and nobody else has been on. It turns out that 99.9% of the server went to level 20. So, it's unfortunate for 15s. And I was on late. So, I think people were here, but then when I wasn't here, they weren't here. What's the new Resident Evil? Is that 8? Excuse me. 7 was Village, right? No. 8 was Village. Wait, VI... No, VI 7. Yeah, 7 was Village. Requiem, right, okay. Gotcha. How was it? Are you a Resident... I'm guessing you're a Resident Evil fan? Is it good? Oh, Newman. Gotcha. You play 2 different characters? When you say you play 2 different characters, like you switch? Like you're playing Jill Valentine for some part of it, and then you switch over and play the blonde guy, whatever his name is. Leon, I think it is, and then it jumps back to the other character. Or you mean you can pick what character to go through the story with? I'm guessing you mean you interchange with the 2. Let's go over to the orcs for a minute. Let's see how we do with the orcs. Oh, if I'm gonna run over there, I should probably bind here. I don't really want to bind here because most of our quests are in Thronefast, but whatever. It makes you switch depending on where you are in the story. Gotcha. So nobody's in Hell Nears, right? Who all 12 to 18? Nope, there's absolutely nobody on. 3 people. I don't want to bump to 20. The old school, dude. So, back when Resident Evil, I want to say it was Resident Evil 2. I think. Was Resident Evil 2 where you had the large portion of the game take place in the police station? I think it was Resident Evil 2. I remember we used to gather on the weekends at a friend's place. There were 7 or 8 of us that used to get together. I used to work a lot, but we used to get together. Well, they got together to role play every weekend, and we role played everything: White Wolf, Masquerade, D&D, Toontown, TMNT, BattleTech, Robotech, whatever. And any role playing game that had a book, somebody had those books. So I remember going over one Saturday afternoon because I actually got it off. And my buddy had gotten Resident Evil 2. So there's 7 of us, I think. 7 out of the 8 of us, I think, are sitting around his basement. We're just chilling. We went and ordered a bunch of pizza and whatnot. We're just hanging out for the day. We started playing. And my buddy, not the guy whose house we were at, but another one of my buddies, he was playing Resident Evil 2. So while he was playing Resident Evil 2, he got into the police station. And for those who don't know, and I'm not going to go into detail, but there's a specific interaction that happens involving a two-way window or two-way mirror. And you want to talk about scared shitless. I think all 7 of us threw stuff in the air. Chips went in the air, pop went in the air, pizza went in the air, everything went in the air. We made a disaster of his basement. we were not expecting that scene to happen, and it just he was looking a different direction, and it that thing happened, which I won't say in case somebody wants to revisit it. I highly recommend giving RE2 a go. Arguably, it's one of the best in the series. But that scene, man, we decorated his basement in a really bad way. A really bad way. Pop went all over the couch. It went all over us. On the wall. Oh, man. we had a big laugh. He was not happy, but whatever. Those are the days. I'll tell you another cool story. So there's a game that I'm a huge fan of, massive fan of, called Armored Core. I shouldn't say game. It's a franchise. If you're familiar, great. If not, okay. So Armored Core is it's a franchise where you start as a pilot, and you typically build or come across your first version of a mech. And then as you play through the game, you end up killing creatures or killing other mech-type enemies, and then either looting their parts or looting debris to sell to make money to buy different parts for your mech, your frame, or I guess core. And you could do 1,000 different builds. Anyways, not the point. So in Armored Core has multiple types of weapons. You have laser weapons, you have energy weapons, you have ballistic weapons, you have cannon type weapons, you have shotgun type weapons, you have buckshot type weapons, you have sniper rifle type weapons. And the cool thing about Armored Core at the time, Armored Core had player versus player, but it was one-on-one, right, on the PlayStation. And I remember 2 of my friends were playing, and what we did back in the day, here, let me get to a safe spot here. What we did back in the day, you got to remember, internet wasn't a thing. So we actually had to grab our stuff, go over to our friend's place, and set everything up. So we went over, and we set up the TVs back to back. He had his big coffee table. We set up TVs in the middle, back to back, and then each person would sit at the opposite end, and we would PvP Armored Core. And it was fantastic. And there was this fight going on with 2 of my friends. And to give you an idea, most people, when they put a shoulder weapon on their frame, they typically go energy. Now, one of my buddies that was facing off against my other friend, they had just been heavily damaged. Like they were losing. So their energy malfunctioning, so they couldn't use what would have been their shoulder cannon laser, whatever. The thing is, at the last second when he was going into the map, he put a ballistic cannon on his shoulder. So he's hiding so you fight inside a city like Godzilla type style. So he's hiding in between buildings, like there's like buildings, and then he's parked in here. And he's sitting and he's trying to figure out what he's going to do, and he has no idea. We're not helping him. We're all just sitting watching. And my buddy on the other side of the table, he realizes where he is. So he boosts over to that area, and he spins the corner, right? This is the room. This is the dead end where my buddy is. He spins the corner over here to get him with a shotgun. And the second he spins the corner, my buddy unfolds his ballistic cannon and just annihilates the guy with that. Like, dude, we were cheering, fists were in the air, because we had no idea he had swapped out for a ballistic cannon at the very last second. But man, he tore into Chuck, and he just annihilated him. And we were laughing and hooting, and it was, oh man. Video games, man, video game. I got a lot of memories. You guys need to understand, I've played thousands of video games in my life. Okay, let's go. Pong, Atari 2600, 7200, Commodore 64, VIC 120, Sega Master System, Sega Genesis, Sega CD, Sega 32X, Sega Saturn, Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Game Boy, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance, PSP, Neo Geo Pocket, TurboGrafx 16, all the PlayStations except 5, all the Xboxes except the X series. What else have we played? Trying to remember what else. Pretty much every console that you could either hold in your hand or pick up at a store. And we played, like, I've played all 700 and some odd Nintendo games, and I've played the majority of the Sega Master System games, and we used to have bags and bags of games for the Atari, the ColecoVision, the Intellivision. Dudes, I've got it all. You think you have a favorite streamer that's played, but nobody's played the number of games that I've played. We were all about games growing up. Now, we still had outside lives. We still went out and played cops and robbers and beat each other up and took out the bikes and whatnot. But in the evenings on the weekend, man, we would just chill and game. It was the great... Yeah, dudes. I got stories. I remember seeing the Sega Master System for the first time. When it first came out. I remember Shinobi and Altered Beast and Alex Kidd. I remember when Space Harrier came out with the first 3D glasses ever. What did I just do? Oh, it's a Ghost Viper. Shoot, it's green. We're dead. My bad. I wasn't paying attention. I thought it was a grass snake. Holy Toledo, we won. Yes, I played Mule Counter. What's going on? You had a 2600 in 1977. Wow, Matt. Yeah, Matt. Dude, games are fantastic. Games are great, man. Never mind. We went through the whole, games were nerds type thing. None of us thought that. It's only the people who didn't understand. It's the people that wanted to be out in social settings and get reputation and so on. We didn't care. Whatever. All the clicks. We hung out with anybody. Anybody and everybody that wanted to hang out, we hung out. The whole crew of kids that I grew up with, we were all pretty solid. Pretty sociable. I was the most sociable, as you guys can tell, because, when I get started, I don't shut up. Yeah, man, I have a lot of cool stuff. I have a lot of funny stories. A lot of funny stories with video games. But I remember going from, like, the Atari 2600 to the ColecoVision. I remember ColecoVision coming out with the 2 unique controllers. There was the one that looked almost like the sword handle of a swashbuckling sword with a stick on it. You would use it for the baseball game. Dude, yeah. I remember going into Nintendo. I remember when Nintendo went to Super Nintendo. PCs as well. You know, Tandy 1000s, 286, 386, 486, the birth of the Pentium. I remember going from EverQuest to Unreal. Like, I've been through all the different shifts in technology for video games. And it's not like, it's not like, oh, I played it's not a matter of playing. I went through it as some of you probably did first time, right? Like, we were able to live, like, the day I went across the street to my friend's place and we caught a trailer for a game called Unreal. And the first trailer, if I'm not mistaken, was when they started inside the base garage, I think it was. And they panned down a hallway and then turned to the left and went out into the world. You saw the trees. And we were so used to EQ being the next big thing in graphics from Nintendo and Sega and what have you. But seeing the Unreal trailer when it first came out, showing that base that it was coming out of, almost like a Halo style base. Dude, we were jaws to the floor. Jaws to the floor. Like, wow, man, is this what we're getting into? And then Unreal leads into Unreal 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. And anyways, here we are. Yeah, I honestly can't tell you guys how many games I've completed. I don't know. And it's not a brag, because of course it's just playing video games, but I've finished a lot of games. So the 3, arguably, on paper and discussed over decades, the 3 most difficult games unanimously are Ninja Gaiden, TMNT, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles for the NES, and Battletoads. My friends and I went through all 3 of those games within 2 weekends. Like, people that had difficulty with those games, we don't understand it. Now, Ninja Gaiden, or Gaiden, however you want to pronounce it, that's understandable because the jumping was horrible in that game. The jumping was like Faxanadu. And the issue was, Ninja Gaiden was one of those games where mobs would generate on the screen as you moved, like in Castlevania. So the problem was, when you got to, I believe it's chapter 5, which is the last chapter of the game. As you played through the other chapters, you had checkpoints. Chapter 5 doesn't have a checkpoint. It is also the longest level in the game. So if you get halfway or 3/4 of the way through the level, and you're jumping from one platform to another, and a mob materializes right next to you at the top right of your screen and hits you, and you get knocked back while you're in the air, you automatically, 100% of the time with no fail, or with no miss, go through the platforms. You never get knocked back to another platform. The game hard codes your jump. Faxanadu does the same thing. So the reason why Ninja Gaiden was such a difficult game for a whole lot of people is because they would get so far in level 5, then go to jump, get hit, fall down the hole, go all the way back to the beginning and do the whole thing over again. And it was very difficult to plan your jump because you didn't quite know when the mob was going to spawn on screen. But that's why Ninja Gaiden is arguably the most difficult game in history. And you can sit there and go, oh, I beat Ninja Gaiden in 3 days. Yeah, I don't care. You're one person. You're not the thousands or tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands or millions of people who played Ninja Gaiden and ran to the hills or had an Ace Ventura shower scene. Because Ninja Gaiden is arguably the most difficult game in history. TMNT was rated, I believe, second on average. Some people put TMNT first because of the electrocution underwater level, and I want to say the Technodrome level, I believe. I think. And a lot of it was the jumping. Oh, the Mauser level too. The Mausers where you're under the sewer and you have a series of like 1 square jumps to make, and if a Mauser hits you, it's the same thing like Ninja Gaiden, you end up falling directly into the hole and dying. And then Battletoads was the speeder bike level. You're on speeder bikes, the game moves really, really fast, and it throws random barriers at you as you're going. And it could be 1 barrier, 2 barrier, 3 barriers, 2 rows of barriers, and it goes so fast, you're pretty much going jump, 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 oh, down, jump, jump, oh, shoot. And then you go back to the beginning and have to do it again. And a lot of people that played Battletoads did that level a billion times. And there are a lot of people out there who haven't finished any of those 3 games because they were too difficult. And feel free to look it up. I'm not blowing smoke. Feel free to look it up. You'll see. Yeah, Faxanadu, man. I enjoyed Faxanadu, but the jumping made you want to... Oh, goodness, man. Jumping was not good. Now, I said I was going to try it. Well, actually, that guy was green and almost killed us. There's no way we're going to be able to do these orcs. We'd have to be level 20. I don't want to do that. Oh, somebody's up here. This orc's not here. Oh, yeah, you're dark orange. Yep, we're not going near there. Well, this is unfortunate, Chad. I was hoping to find people to run stuff with, but apparently, once again, everybody went max level. So much for testing 10 to 20 content. They specifically asked to test 10 to 40. I mean, nobody's 40 at the moment, but you get my meaning. And nobody's testing 10 to 20. Although, I will say, our time over in the ruins last night, it did feel good around level 15. So if we're taking the law of averages, and that's how the experience would be across the board with other level 15 content, I think level 15 is safe as far as progression goes. But again, that's just my opinion. And I am one person. They gotta do something out here. This has to be for something. Maybe they'll add an NPC and some lore later, maybe? You can't have this out here and not do anything with it. I'd be on mine, but I can't be on late tonight. I can definitely go tomorrow. No worries, man. No worries. Hopefully I'm around at the usual time tomorrow. Unfortunately, it will be real life dependent. Tonight I thought I was going to be home on time, but that didn't happen. So, I'll try and plan accordingly to be home tomorrow. And don't forget though, don't be afraid to send tells to anybody, you know, like if Dove is on, or Prosaic, or whomever. I mean, I know you guys can't really hang out here if I'm not live, but you guys should be, you know, friending each other in game, rather than say, okay, we'll wait for Krushnek, and then Crush's real life keeps him, and you guys are like, oh man, I wasted my evening. I mean, the Goblin Ruins were good. If we're 15 right now, options would be... Black Rose Keep would be good for the Lumberyard. Right now at 15. Halnir's would be good for Black Rose at 15. The Manor, I think, would be questionable, because I think most of the Manor spawns around 14. Lower Goblins, I think, goes to 13. If not 14, so that wouldn't be an option. You've got Eastern Plains, the non-village werewolves. Hey, Yezi, at 15 Manor is good? Really? What do they spawn up to in Manor? I thought 14 was the average. You could do BRK Jail, and Manor would be good at 15. They're 14 to 17. Thanks, Papa Heels. What's going on? How you doing? The temple last night was fun. Yeah. Galdassi Temple can be fun. It went a little quick because I don't think you should be there at 15. You know, we had those Whitecon mobs up top, but there were only... Oh wow, I'm the only one here. Well, so much for that. Oh, I could show you guys something real quick. Let me show you the access, what we call the access quest for BRK. This is interesting. Those of you that haven't followed the game in a minute, you're gonna want to see this. We bound at Demeth, right? Yeah, we just go back to Demeth. Now, I don't know if we're going to be able to do any of these steps, because I can't remember what aggroes and what fights us. But I will show you guys. This is top secret stuff, by the way. Very few people know this. Okay, so Black Rose Keep currently has a pretty cool quest line for an NPC and a ring, if I'm not mistaken. Although it's been a while since I've done it. So here's how it starts. So this is in lieu of the perception system, once they get the perception system in. Don't be whining and complaining about it. It's going to come into the game. Shut up, be patient, wait for it. My god, don't be dumb. So, we're in Demeth. We're running through Demeth. We're not up to much, you know. You come through, maybe you do some crafting. You come over here to the tavern, you got to buy some food and drink. You happen to run up here, maybe you're an enchanter. Maybe you're running up to do the Mount quest. Right here are two individuals. They have no quest marker. You can see my mouse cursor is the arrow. They have no interaction whatsoever. But watch what happens when we get close. We were promised it would dock 2 nights ago. No contact, no crew, no crates, nothing. You think I'm not losing sleep? I sent Jacques down to Avelia the moment we missed the window. You sent Jacques? Alone? He knows how to ask quiet questions. If something went wrong, he'll sniff it out. Unless he's already in the water with the cargo. There were 3 hints given in that conversation that you wouldn't know shit about. I decided to do some experimenting shortly after this came in and didn't realize what it was. That conversation just gave me a silent character flag. My character is now flagged for a certain interaction. Now, if you read that information talks about how this one guy sent this other guy to Avelia to pick up a shipment of crates. Well, in Avelia, there's the dock off to the side. So now let's go to Avelia. I'm giving you guys secrets, man. I'm giving you guys secrets. I shouldn't be explaining this, but we got nothing else to do at the moment. This is going to happen around the world, Daft Punk style. When they get everything in, there is going to be silent triggers all over the silly place. Everybody's going to have to pay attention to every single conversation. And if anything in the conversation indicates any areas or locations that are currently in-game that you can go to, you might want to go check them out. Now, there's a quest that hasn't been completed yet. It's kind of a silent quest update chain, and I believe it's for rogues only. And it's about finding a girl who's gone missing. That's all I'm going to say. But I have yet to find somebody who's finished it, and I've talked to a lot of people who've tried. I don't think anybody's figured it out yet. And I think they're all stuck at the same step. This is one of the things Visionary Realms is trying to sell as far as exploring the world, giving you a reason to explore. Just got done, hit level 12, farming the goblin sheep. Gotcha. It's coming to pass. Level pushing by VR has hurt the testing. Yeah. I mean, at least they did what I was saying. At least they took away 25, 30, 35, and 40. I've been saying that for the past 2 weeks. I think they know that I said it. They don't have They do not have quest markers. This is not a hold your hand game. This is you figure stuff out. Now, with that said, you do have cursor modifier. So for example, my cursor is over this scarred sentry and it's still just the arrow. That means there's no interaction. But if you approach an NPC or a creature and you mouse over their body and the cursor changes to something like a question mark, that means that there's a faction on that character that you haven't uncovered yet. But also, you can get close to a mob and mouse over it, and your arrow cursor will turn to a speech bubble. When it does that, that's your quest indicator. There are no feathers over heads, no question marks, no exclamation points, nothing. Go figure stuff out. That's what this game is about. And so far, there's quite a few quests in it, but so far, if everything goes through the way they're dude, it's gonna be awesome. Like I'm doing this quest line right now where I just showed chat some silent triggers that flag your character, but you never know. It doesn't come into your chat window, doesn't go on your character screen, nothing. But I have a silent flag right now for a quest line that leads to a unique NPC. Now, I believe I'm going to be attacked on this. If I remember correctly, I think I get jumped on this next step, so we might die, which means it'll stop there. But I don't mind showing you guys. There's quite a few steps. There's another access quest line that involves 2 higher end zones, Smoldering Trenches and Ash Breather's Enclave. That's a pretty cool series. So here's what I will tell you. So here's what's interesting. If you jump into a game like World of Warcraft or EverQuest or even Final Fantasy, when you're working on quest lines, typically there's a straight line from A to Z. You go here, you do this, you go do this, you talk to this person, you do this, you do this, you talk to this person, you go here, and you're done. The interesting thing about what the quest people, and now I want to believe it was Ronek, because I believe he's the main scriptwriter. But what they did with the access quest, or the lore quest that takes you through Smoldering Trenches and Enclave, they don't just run you start to the end. They run you all through that content so you get familiar with every single location. You go back to similar locations multiple times. Now, you have to know what you're looking for, but they set it up so that you learn the zone, which is fantastic. Like, kudos to them. So remember, just to recap, we stood next to those 2 NPCs in Demeth. They triggered a conversation about somebody they sent to the docks in Avelia. So now we're going to go to the docks in Avelia. This only works if you trigger that conversation. You can't just run here. You will not trigger the event. remember chests used to always be in the same spots, no key needed. There are keys. See here, we have copper storage key and it says requires level 10. So these are tier 2 chest keys. You need keys now to open the boxes. And the boxes aren't always in the same spot, but there's more spots for the box to spawn than boxes. So the boxes cycle. They also go on a long cooldown. So you can't just take an invis rogue and go out and loot everything. You can't do that anymore. So for example, if you're killing level 1 to 9 mobs, you end up with the level 5 key, which is tier 1. If you go kill the level 10 to 19, you get the tier 2, which is this one. Then 20 to 29, etc. And they only open those crates. Or those tiered crates. They also removed a bunch of stuff out of those crates' loot tables, so people couldn't just easily get it. Bomba clot. There's Papa Hill right there. Okay, so here's the docket of Aelia. So remember, we're meant to find this Jacques character. So I'm going to show up at the dock. Salt water and soaked lumber pervades the air. I don't believe, is it that one? No, it's the next perception trigger. It's this one. But, oh no, there's nobody here. Whatever do we do? Well, guess what? It's 9 a.m. We have to wait till nighttime. So we may come back. Well, I can explain it. At nighttime, if you have the silent trigger and you come down to the dock here, you get a perception trigger right here. It says you sense something, blah blah blah, whatever, and then a dude spawns here and aggroes, I believe. Then you kill him and you hail an NPC that spawns down here also, and this guy moves you on to the next step. But you would never see any of this if you did not trigger that conversation in Demeth. And when I say trigger, you have to stay there until the conversation finishes. And the interesting thing is, if anybody else is standing around you, they all get the silent flag, but they never know they have it. And then somebody runs down here just to explore by accident, and then they get jumped. And then they sit back in the chair and go, "What was that? I have no idea where'd that guy come from." And then they come back to kill him and he's not here. And they're like, "Wait a minute, where'd he go?" And he's despawned. And they don't realize he's a quest update because they got the silent character flag. But we can't do anything right now because it's daytime. We could always run back here later. We have some tier 2 keys. I wonder where chests are in AVP. Hey, Ridamok. Any good changes this week? Yes, they removed the auto level for 25, 30, 35, and 40. So now you can only level to 20, which is perfect, because now it's forcing the server to test mid-game content, which is what it was supposed to be. Now, I whined about it for about 8 days, so I'm going to take credit. I'm going to think they saw my stream and said, "Oh my god, this guy won't shut up." But maybe he's right, because 99.9% of the server all went to level 40. So no testing got done in the mid-game, except for myself and the 3 or 4 people that hung out with me. So now more people. The problem is, everybody went 20. So if I go who all, you'll see all the 20s and 20 pluses. Like a lot of the server is 20 plus. Now it is kind of late at the moment on a Thursday, so people have logged out. They've done some class fixing, which is nice. They've sorted out the ogre knees. I don't know if you guys knew this, but when an ogre runs normally, their knees were bending inward, like an X. It was weird, and it's been doing that for about 1.5 years now. But as you can see right now, they fixed it. So they went in and actually worked on the animation finally. I believe they've also implemented the new armor mesh technology. So armor is sitting somewhat. If you look at your character now versus what your character looked like 2 weeks ago, you probably see a bit more smoothing. Because I'm noticing that this leather looks vastly different from the last time I wore leather. It's much cleaner, it's shinier and smoother, it's not clipping through. It's more detailed, or it seems to be. I also noticed that when I'm climbing, my shoulder blades move, which is interesting. I don't think they moved before. The shoulders move, but in here, I don't think flexed. Now it does. So whatever they've done. Oh, yes, yeah, Papa Hills is right. So a couple of things unfortunately broke with this week's patch. The Cleric main heal, only the tier 1 spell works currently. The other ones do work, but they heal the target for 1 point of damage. So so somebody was playing around with numbers on that one. What else? The mobs are doing a couple of weird things with pathing now. You'll be fighting them, they'll get to about half health, and then all of a sudden they'll run in a random direction, stand about 10 feet away, and just stand there for about 6 seconds and then jump back in. Now, they were doing weird stuff 2 weeks ago, but last week, the patch that they implemented fixed it, and the mobs were back to acting normal again. But this week, they did something, and the mobs are acting weird. There's also a bug in the game right now where jumping into a body of water can trap you under the surface. We were testing it last night. So, jumping into water can trap you, meaning you drown. Which is crazy, because you're supposed to be able to jump in the water and then immediately go up to the surface. But there was much testing done, and I drowned. A couple times, I think. So swimming is kind of borked at the moment. Outside of that, it's been pretty good. I believe they're getting really close to bringing the Body of Dakara and the water content in. Whether they do that before they sign off on the combat progression, I don't know. I believe they had planned for Body of Dakara to come out as part of the summer update after the combat progression, so it could be they're still waiting to sign off. Now, the interesting thing right now is that this week's update specifically asked for us as the testers to test level 10 to 40 content. That's a large amount of content. What that tells me is not a lot of people have been testing the 10 to 40. Because again, everybody went to 40 like a month ago. So, it's unfortunate that they don't have solid testing. Now, we spent yesterday in the Galdassi ruins over in Wild's End for a couple of hours. We were all level 15. It's a level 15 area. Well, technically, it's probably a level 12 area if you have a competent group. But we had a pretty solid time over there. Mobs were blue and white with a few greens, but it was a good time. We didn't get too much experience. I think after 2 hours, I think I might have had 60% of a level. But the best XP comes from killing stuff that is yellow and orange. That's the best stuff. Now you can kill purple and red, which are the higher difficulty. But the thing with that is it takes longer to kill. You take more damage, you burn more mana. You can kill it, but the XP really, the sweet spot really right now is yellow and orange. So, especially in a group. Hang on a second, chat. I think people are throwing mud in chat. So many multi-boxers. I should stop reading chat. Hey Dave, what's going on? How you doing? Ads are done. 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 We don't have any tier 1 keys, do we? No. We could probably go try and find some AVP keys. I don't know where boxes spawn in AVP. Anybody have any suggestions as to where I can go in AVP to see if there's a box up? I don't think you can get the map fragment out of tier 2, can you? I want to say no, but I could be wrong. Oh wait, I'm bound at Demeth. Oh, it's unfortunate there's only like 3 people on in our level range. I mean, I guess we could always look at rolling different tunes, maybe. Really don't want to run 20 at the moment, though. Okay, we know there are boxes in Halniers, right? Or did they take them out of Halniers? I don't remember. That doesn't drop. This doesn't drop. This doesn't drop. This doesn't drop. This doesn't drop. That does look kind of cool, though. And that doesn't drop. That's the collar, but it also looks like a mustache and a beard, like a goatee. Ah, the paintbrush takes the sturdy stick. Okay. What is he saying? Was that something? The days of living in fear shall soon be over, dear brothers and sisters. Not by the light of gods, oh no, by the words of wizardry. Soon I, Bothier Roanwalker, will be heralded as the ancient masters of the arcane. Now, you wouldn't normally know the name Roanwalker, but if you were here from my Lore You Ready series, they mention the Roans. Anybody know? The Roans are a mountain range, just so you know. So that's why his name is Roanwalker. There's the trigger again, same conversation. Now that was a question mark, and when you click on them, You've discovered a faction, the Sonnet family. Ah, there's a bag merchant. Yeah, I don't know where there are boxes at. Rail the Alchemaniac. Another faction, see? That white question mark? That means it's a faction. So we'll approach them. You've discovered a faction, Valley Residents. Now I'm wondering if Valley Residents is Orc Valley. I wonder. Because there is that place off to the left that you can't get to just yet. Excuse me. Actually, let's go check the bandit camp. And no. Excuse me. Oh, these guys are blue. I don't have my glyphs. We're gonna have to be careful. I forgot. Toxic is back. Oh, everybody's 20. We can't find people, chat. I'm trying to think in the meantime if there's something else I can show you guys. I don't want to give away too many secrets. That person sprinting to their group. Oh man, it's either level 20 or level 5. That's not good. Okay, yeah, so Black Rose, that guy conned yellow. Yeah, so Black Rose is where you want to be at 15. At 15, being a warrior, I doubt you find boxes. Yeah. We have no survivability outside of a group or Saul's heals. I gotta remember that every time we start now. 2 stamina, 2 presence is fantastic. you're not going to find better for 30 levels. I mean, you might find an item with +3 to a single stat, but the fact that you get +2 to both stamina and presence, that's like a warrior's wet dream. Or a neck item. I wonder if we should work on DPS at some point. They mentioned in the patch notes that they were working on some way to track mastery. I wonder if they're going to allow us to do some sort of pre-done loadout. Maybe they're getting too many complaints of people having to try and remember how they spec out the mastery. I think we should, if in the beginning, I think we should just be able to, or we should be forced to have to guess. Or have to remember, or take a picture, or a screenshot. It's too easy mode if they put in like a loadout wallet or Rolodex. What was it, Niku 2? The AA mirrors? So that thaumaturge is blue. So chances are it's 13. So it's a level 20 chanter on a 13 mob using their pet. Hiccups? Really? Okay. So soloing is a thing, but we're not going to get in with a group of 20s. That's not going to happen at 15. I mean, I guess in a sense I wouldn't mind it, but the mobs would be all red. I wouldn't be able to hit anything. Is there anything else I could show you guys? I don't want to give too much away. We could always, I guess we could go back to Thronefast and work on quest updates. We could always tackle another class too. You're even con. Did I get an aggro? No. You just stuck back to Demeth. Oh, I wonder, we're probably gonna get aggro, right? I think so. Let me see if I can show you guys the wyverns. Or Dracoda. I'm probably gonna get snake aggro. Oh, there's Shy. What's going on, Shy? How you doing? Okay, so this is the, what is this? The Whisper Winds, right? Whisper Wind Asps? Yeah, these are the Whisper Winds. So what we are looking for is up in the, ooh, bad time for an update. Up in these pink trees. And we need to be careful because these asps are everywhere, and I believe they are yellow? Yellow or even? I'm okay, man. It's been a pretty stagnant stream. I got home really late, so I didn't get started till like 2 hours in. Unfortunately, nobody was here, so we never got anything done. And then I went to look at the Who list to see if I could put a group together to do something, and it looks like everybody went to level 20. Okay, there's Horagle. Now I think we need... Is it up there? I think there's a snake there, though. Can I get up through here? By the way, chat, this game has a climbing stat for your character. I highly recommend you keep it maxed out every time you level. You miss a whole lot of content vertically. Don't want to die, but this might get us killed. I don't think anything is really going on Shy at the moment. There just aren't enough people. There's nobody available at the moment. We've been checking the last hour and a half, and there's only been 3 people on. Around 15, and 2 of them are already grouped. Probably with each other. I gotta watch out. Don't kill me, I forget where the ledge... Oh yeah, this is it. Mountain drakes. Hello, boys. Oh, he's investigating. He's investigating. Get down, get down. Okay, there, you guys saw it. See, that's one of the secret places you wouldn't know unless you had max climbing skill. That's the only way to get up there. So there you go. Those of you that are here this evening, there's another out of the way spot. Yeah, I just wouldn't want you waiting around for a whole lot of nothing. I mean, I shouldn't say a whole lot of nothing. If you wanted to, we could always maybe go to, I don't know, Orc Highway, kill a few things there. I think they're yellow and orange. Our DPS would be horrible. What are these guys con? These guys are orange. And white. These guys might work. Now, I don't know what the plan is for down here, but that's a drake head, or dragon head of some sort. Let's see what Horagle has to say. I don't know if he says anything new. Leave me to reflect on the shrine. Yeah, see, you can see the head right there. It's like a dragon crash, like that's the snout right there. So it's like on a downward slant. Don't really know what the significance of this is, which is interesting because we went through the whole lore you ready, and this wasn't even mentioned. Mind you, now that I think about it, I don't think Demeth was mentioned much. Want to try and fight these? Let's try and fight these. Let me find Oh, that's orange. He sees us. Here we go. Why not? Let's see what happens. What's the worst that could happen? Oh, you still have a broken heel. In hindsight, this might be a bad idea. Uh-oh. Yeah, this was a bad idea. Yeah, if you can... Oh, I was gonna say, if you can, throw me a heal. Because if I try to run now, I'm gonna run like I'm snared. And then we run. Run if you can, run if you can. What are you doing? Yep. No! Say it, homage. Oh, that was the enchanter from Halnir's. I think they got wrecked too. That's hilarious. I de-leveled. I'm 14 now. What's my hit point regen? 3. Okay, let me see if we can get our bodies out of there. Yeah, I wonder how groups are making out at level 20 if the only heal that works is the tier 1. Okay, there's another orange mob. Uh-oh, I got aggro. Run away. Uh-oh, now you have aggro. I don't have any battle points. Run! This might be a bit of a nuisance. Okay. Ghost Viper's gray. Okay, not a big deal. I think it was here. Oh, just barely missed it. We gotta get over there. Ah, gotcha. Oh, I forgot about Al. What's going on, Al? He's part of the Great Owls faction. Not to be confused with the Great Scott. What's our best way over there? Can't go over that way. We drop down, we're in aggro range of both snakes. I might be able to get over there, but the question is, there's a snake over there. Is the snake gonna be up? Let me see. Okay, we got there. Bandits beneath us. Now, I think there's a snake down below, right? Nope. Might have made it in. Snake's right there. Whoops. That one's yellow. Oh, there's corpses right there. Oh, there's both of our corpses right there. Okay, let's get out of here. This might be a bad idea. Where could we go at 15? Oh, you know what? We could probably do the Goblin Caves and see about getting quills. We go back to the zone and have you pick up the feather quest. Or the quill quest. That content's 13. Why don't we do that? Oh, you have it already? Oh, even better. Let me go this way. I always get turned around. Let's go to the Goblin Caves then. We'll try and see if we can fight our way down there. Anybody else around 15 need the Quill Quest? Quill Quest gets you access to the glyphs. Although, the goblins do run. Can't hurt to try. I don't know what's causing that tooltip bug. Might have something to do with the itemization pass. Okay, so the drop down is the closer entrance, right? Was there always a perception trigger in here? I don't remember. That's gray. Oh, that tunneler's aggro. Green. Come on, dude. This could be bad if he runs to the other side of this plank, or if he runs over to that room to the west. He's gonna aggro like 2 other goblins. I have no way to stop him when that storm lands. Yeah, see, he's running. There we go. We got him dead. Okay, now we gotta drop down. Deathweaver is even con. Bats are even con. The bat's blue. Let's see how we handle this bat. Interesting. Oh, there we go. Excuse me. Okay, there's 15. Again. Skulker is green, okay. Oh no. All the pathing nonsense. Uh-oh. Oh, good. I was like, don't investigate. People are in here. What are these guys doing in here? Crystal Keeper's over there. Stationary. Skulker's there. That's a node. That's a soldier. That's a soldier. That soldier is green. You're a mystic, and you are blue. Green, gray. Well, the mystic's gonna be a nuisance because I'm not gonna be able to interrupt reliably with just the two of us. But we gotta clear the mystic in the hopes that a geomancer spawns there, because if not, we're pulling from that room, and we can't do that with the two of us. Come on, dude. Why is he not moving? Alright, I'm gonna try this blue mystic. Oh, hang on. Dude right here. Okay, we'll try this blue mystic. A line of sight to get it to come down. Okay, that goes back up. That's lower level. There we go. Now he's walking. What is he doing? Get over here. A skulker and a soldier. Skulker's a rogue, right? So if he aggroes, we'd have to worry about him teleporting behind. He is gray. I feel like we should just jump in. Let me just jump in. So we'll jump, oh, hang on. Now he's walking. He's gonna walk again. No. Alright, I'm just gonna charge the soldier. We'll fight the soldier and then switch to the skulker. We'll see how this goes. Uh-oh. Where'd the crystal keeper come from? Why is this guy running like he's got haste? Or spirit of the wolf. Uh-oh, we're running out of mana. Now I know geomancers have a chance to spawn here, so we can wait for the respawns and hope there's a geomancer. Crystal Keeper in there. That goes back up to the lower level. Oh, we got a geomancer. May as well roll for the quill. It's only fair. And then whoever gets this one, the other person gets the next one. Now, those other people are fighting a geomancer at the moment too, so if they don't need the quill, might be able to get it on a rot timer. Oh wow, high rolls there. Okay, now, this one, yeah, this one. Nope. I can't remember what we killed first. I'm pretty sure we killed this ramp first, right? We got another geomancer. Pull it now, just in case another group wants to pull it. You're bound at Demeth, right, Shy? Yeah, I think you are. We can just stuck out after we kill this guy. Come on. What is happening? Come down here, fool. How are they casting through mountains? Isn't that a bug? Oh my goodness, he's still casting on me? Oh, whatever. Fix this, VR. What is going on? This shouldn't even be happening. This hasn't happened in like months. I don't know what changes they make to the mobs that make them do this stuff. There you go. Okay, let's stuck out of here. And then we'll turn in. And at least we have that out of the way now. I mean, it's not that big a deal because I don't really see us going to Hangor at level 20. Okay, chat. We're gonna go and do this turn in, and then I think I'm gonna head out for the evening. Well, I had some stuff. Today's been rough. Needless to say, I haven't been asleep since yesterday. The eyes are starting to burn. I think I need to rest them for the evening. I will say, if you're taking off, we will be live again tomorrow, hopefully. Hopefully we're on time. I don't know what the game plan is, but if we have people, we'll figure something out. Whether we go back to the ruins, whether we find some other 15 content, I'm not sure. We'll find something. And if nobody's around, maybe we'll jump into Monsters and Memories. I don't really feel like rolling other tunes at the moment in Pantheon. So we come back to Thame here. Thame's gonna want the quill. And if you look over here, presto. We now have glyphs unlocked. Now, for this NPC, we only have two. There's Toxic and there's Frigid. Now, they're expensive because I don't want the cheap ones. We're also a few levels away, so it's not really a big deal to get the Toxic at the moment. Although, we don't really have, what is it, 3 gold? What is it to get the set? 4 silver, 43 silver. 1-9, wait a minute. 194? Oh, those are schematics. My bad. Make sure you buy the right one. Actually, I guess with 1 gold 45, we could buy 2 glyphs, I guess, to start. Toxic I don't think is that big of a deal. I don't remember last week taking too much for toxic damage. Frigid's probably the best option, right? I think so. Okay, I went broke, but we bought what we could. There, 26. 26 is better than nothing. So that gets us started for now. And then hopefully tomorrow, we end up in a group and we end up getting our money so that we can get the rest of them. Okay, regardless, I'm gonna head to bed. So as always, you guys have yourselves a good evening or a good day. Yeah, that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed your stream. Take care.